hopeless, sadless, timeless. Yeah. That is the whole game plan, right? If the energy of negativity, because you don't see them, right? So it's a negative energy everywhere. The ifrit like everywhere, everywhere, everywhere negativity. What's most prone to pick that up? We're not brain surgeons but you should study the brain, right? Your brain is most sensitive to energy because the brain functions with neurons and neuron transmitters. It's an entire transmission system. So there are certain electronics that you can't take in front of radiation because it fries the electronics, right? If you take that in front of a magnet or a powerful magnet, what happens? It'll fry all the circuits in here. So you're most susceptible to shaitan in your head, not on the hand. What's shaitan going to do with the hand? The nerves has to actually touch them to start the burning, and where he's going to put on the feet. The heart is sealed, so that has its own shield of energy, but head, there's no seal on the head. So how the brain works, and I don't know, the brain surgeon is going to come online and correct me, but it's not brain surgery, but they're like wires. So electricians will tell you. So the brain has a receptor inside and receptors, and they're sending electronic transmissions. Eat food, and then your hand goes to get some food. So it's a whole electronic component communicating with your body to do this, eat this, feel this, laugh this, cry this. So it's a big electronic device. So when these energy beings are all around insan, what first thing they're going to go? Their head. The head is picking up too many of these transmissions and they can manipulate it. If they target their energy to the frequency of your brain, they'll talk inside the head. Hence people hearing voices, hearing inspirations, hearing talk, because they know the frequency, whether you're at 3.4 gigahertz or 4.3 gigahertz, there's a known frequency. That's why your microwave doesn't communicate at that gigahertz, because that's your brainwave capacity. Well, the jinn know that, they know what gigahertz you're communicating at, so they can talk into your head. They can send their energy and fire off your neurons in different directions, and that person's lost their head. So that's why the medicine is important, the doctors are important, the zikr is important, the salawat's important, the water's important, the ta'weezes are important, because this is a full force attack from shaitans. So if we don't keep all these practices and build, when you do the muraqabah and you do all of these practices, you're putting a shield around so that they're not able to come that close. Because your energy is pushing out an energy, so they're keeping a distance, right? So then medicines and all of these things to make the person to be able to keep a balance, and that sickness and disease is the same. Why sickness and disease is because they're coming close and they're making insan to collapse and to fall. We said they just come from the backside of insan and begin to put their hands and their element inside the body, the person can't breathe. They can come to your leg and hold your leg and feel like a burning, and in which your vascular system begins to collapse. So they are very powerful against the weakness of insan. But if insan uses the system in which Allah wants, is the madad. But shaitan comes and tells you don't need madad. Why? Because he wants to beat you up, and he doesn't want you to call upon awliya, he doesn't want you to call upon anyone. It would be a counter-intelligent for him to do that, counterproductive for him to do that, right? So when you make the madad, what's happening is you're bringing Allah when Allah says, I'm with nabiyeen, siddiqeen, shuhada'i wa salihin, these are the best of company. So we've described in other talks why Allah would come to you if none of them are there. Allah doesn't promote arrogant people, doesn't even support arrogant people. So you say, Allah come to me, I'm under satanic attack. Why? I don't see any nabiyeen around you, you haven't even called upon them. So you don't accept my prophets? Say, no, absolutely not, just you. Oh, well, let him burn you a little bit. And then they get sick, they have difficulties, and then they find the channel. Because through their difficulties in life it becomes the reason for them to seek. That when I was arrogant I couldn't do anything correctly. When I took a path of humility and realized I'm not capable of anything, Ya Rabbi support me and help me. Well then support and help was already given to my nabiyeen, go sit with them. How am I going to be with nabiyeen? Well, find the shuhada, so find the siddiqeen. How am I going to find siddiqeen? Well then find the shuhada, those whom can see. Oh, now the tariqas are the only ones that have ahlul basira because of their training. So you find the turuqs and they have the ones whom mushahada, that they see through their heart. and their whole majlis are filled with salihin and righteous and pious people because that one sees and their guidance and coordinates are correct. And when you talk to that one who sees, who's he getting his nazar from? Because he's looking to a face that sends him power. And he'll describe to you the big Siddiqs, they look upon me and that is my source of energy. And the Siddiqs we already know that they're connected to Prophet. Then Allah says, okay, I'm with you guys. You're in that system, they all love you, I love you. You don't know them, what do I have to do with you? You don't love them, you didn't respect them, you didn't want them, you didn't call upon them, so what do I have to do with you? Let that devil play with you a little bit until you become humbled. And Allah loves the humble servants, not arrogant. So the whole system is based on humility and good character. And when you're humble and have good character, how could you not love Sayyidina Muhammad, his holy companions, and how they struggled and went through difficulty, how they lived and died for that love. And all those whom came after them and followed their way and struggled and strived in that love, sacrificed in the way of Allah. So that's a whole symbol of love and humility, inshaAllah.